Charles. The usual, sir.
But sir, it's only 10:30.
Was that a question?
Pardon me, sir.
Then bugger off, old chap.
Right away. Here you are, sir.
Carry on.
Only 6 more hours.
So in this video I'm going to review my Tudor 1926 41 stainless steel with black dial.
Again, this watch is a very good example of what Hans Waldorf wanted to do with the brand. He wanted to make a watch that was accessible for pretty much anybody, with maintain high quality standards that Rolex was known for. And I think this watch fits the bill perfectly. I think this might be one of the more overlooked watches that Tudor makes, and I think it deserves more attention. The little clip that at the beginning of this video kind of pretty much sums up how I feel about this watch and about Tudor in general, at least this Tudor watch. Obviously there are some watches that are less accessible that Tudor makes. They can range between $4,000 to up to $15,000. But this watch is a good example of a watch that can be had by pretty much any hard-working person. If you're dedicated, you save your money, you could probably afford this watch. You know, if you really, really wanted it. Obviously, there are cheaper watches out there. This is not an essential thing in life. You know, this is definitely it's a luxury. Just that's plain and simple.
So in this video I'm going over my Tudor 1926 41mm. Again, that's item number TUD 91650-0002. Again 1926 41mm. The MSRP is $1,950. Still have it pretty much how I received it. Wow. Still gets me every time. The box you get is lined with like a felt material. There's like a secret compartment to hide. I have my links, extra links in here, I think. Or I can put my links in here. I don't think they're in here right now. And it comes with a nice pillow that's flexible, so you can easily, you know, put the watch on and off if you actually do use the box to store your watch. I would consider this like a dress watch, like a versatile dress watch first and foremost. It's definitely got a little bit of sportiness in there with the Arabic numerals going on. Nice waffle cone finish there. In my opinion, what adds to the nice dressiness of this watch are the nice polished hands, which are sword hands, and another nice polished seconds hand as well. This is such a shiny watch. I mean, every single angle you turn it, it just captures light and it reflects it back in different ways. If I'm just moving it a little bit, and it's just you got the reflections coming from the numerals and the markings, the hands. Obviously the beautiful Jubilee bracelet, which I'll go into a little more detail in a second. So you got a nice date window, not the biggest one. Obviously the case is nice and polished. You got the Tudor shield symbol on the crown there. Again, very nicely polished case. This is a very thin watch. This is why I think this is probably a dress watch first that can be somewhat sporty at the same time. So let's go on to the bracelet here. You got a Jubilee style bracelet. It's a 7-link. You got the two brushed links on the edges here, along with 3 smaller links and 2 bigger. You got everything in the middle is like polished, but you got like 2 different sizes. You got small links and then like slightly bigger links in the middle there, which, you know, if you move it around, as you can see, it's like catching light everywhere, which is why I love these kinds of bracelets. One of the reasons why I chose this watch is obviously the price point. It was very attractive. You really can't find Rolexes at MSRP unless you're on a super long waiting list, and you're probably years out from getting one. And this was available now without having to wait and paying a fraction of the price. And you're obviously getting a watch from a very reputable brand, a brand that's actually connected to Rolex. I mean, everybody, if you're into watches, you should know the story that Tudor is owned by the same trust that owns Rolex. So let's go ahead and open this guy. So you got Tudor written on there on the clasp. It's a very low profile, small, like not in your face clasp here, which is it opens very effortlessly, and it just very, very easily comes off. You got a mill deployment clasp. It's also that is also polished, which is really adds. It also has Tudor written on it. One of the negatives of this watch would be it lacks micro adjustability in the clasp mechanism. There is no micro adjustability. You just have to deal with the links. Fortunately, the sizing this watch is a breeze because it uses screw down links, which are very easy to remove. Just get a tiny little screwdriver and you can remove the links very easily. Probably take you 5 to 10 minutes at most. Pretty much anybody could size this. You got the side of the bracelet's nice and polished there. You can see it's like gleaming in the light there. The back side is also really nice. I mean, everything about this watch kind of screams quality. This is a beautiful piece here. You got a beautiful screwed on back with the words Tudor Geneve written many times over and over again. Simple, understated, and elegant, I would say, very classy. So let's talk about the operation of this watch. It's a screw down crown. So there it is. I unscrewed it, now I'm winding it, very simple. With this watch, one thing I've noticed, it's very, very easy to set because there's very distinct. See, you heard one little snap, and now I can change the date. So I went up to 19 there. I'm going to 20 and so on and so forth. And then another very distinct snap there, and now I can set the time. And then it's very easy to like screw it down. Obviously the screw down crown is there to aid in the water resistance for this watch. This watch has a water resistance of 100 meters, which means you can definitely take it maybe I wouldn't go deep sea diving or anything with this thing, but you can definitely go for a swim in it and not worry that it's gonna break on you. So there's that. So that adds to its versatility. So let's talk about movement. This movement has the Tudor caliber T601, which is an ETA-based caliber. I believe it's the ETA 2824. This movement operates at 28,800 vibrations per hour, or beats per hour if you prefer it that way. The sweep on the second gen is really smooth, as you can tell, which is a byproduct of movements that operate at that speed. One of the benefits of it being based on an ETA caliber is the fact that it's probably easier to service than an in-house movement. A lot of watchmakers probably service a watch based on a Sellita or ETA movement, which this watch is, which adds to its practicality. Let me talk about why I like this watch so much. First of all, this is my favorite watch in my collection right now, and I love it. I think this is a beautiful watch for the money. It's probably one of the more underappreciated watches that Tudor makes, and I think it should definitely get a little more action. Everybody right now is all about the Black Bay line that the Tudor makes, and I am too. I've been looking at a GMT, the Pepsi GMT, and eyeing that for a while, and another Black Bay steel and gold model. But I don't have the money right now, so but I'm very happy to own this watch. This is definitely a keeper. I think it has classic style. I should probably mention that why. So this watch is going to 1926 because this is the 1926 was the year that Tudor was founded. Hans Wilsdorf wanted to create a company that was more accessible and created watches with the quality that the Rolex name possessed, but also wanted to make it more accessible to more people. but wanted to maintain good quality standards that Rolex was known for, so he created the Tudor watch brand. I mean, everybody, if you're a watch person, you probably know the story by now. And I think this holds the fact that, I mean, it does have that like a classic watch style, which gives me, it gives me vibes of an Oyster Perpetual. It gives me vibes of a Rolex Explorer. It has that classic look that I think kind of takes cues from watches of that era, and at the same time it brings it to the modern age and brings it and I think it lives up to what Hans Willdorf wanted to do with the brand, with the fact that it's one of the more accessible watches. You can I believe these watches are going for about $1,500 starting on the, can be found. So you can find them below MSRP pretty easily. Yeah, that's how it looked on my wrist there. Due to the lack of micro adjustability, I personally don't like very constrictive, when watches are constrictive. I had taken 3 links off, but I had to put one back and keep it a little loose because it was just too tight. So I kind of like it a little on the loose side personally, but that's how it looks. This is the 28mm ladies version of the watch. I just kind of want to break it out and show. So it's actually the same watch, same spec and everything, except this one has little diamonds. The even numbers are numbers, but little diamonds in between. So I think it's very classy, very. I mean, I feel exactly the same that I feel about my watch, except it's way smaller and it's for a lady. So I'm gonna put it next to mine so you get a size comparison there. So 28, and this is 41. So I think it works really well as a lady's watch as well. I mean, this is very classy, very, very classy. I love it, and my wife loves it too.
I think this is an excellent entry-level luxury watch that pretty much anybody can afford. I can't recommend this watch enough, especially if you're looking for a watch, kind of a versatile dress watch that can do-it-all watch. You can wear it at a dinner party, you can wear it, to be somewhat sporty with it. It has that 100 meters of water resistance, which makes it, again, even more versatile. And I think it kind of goes along with Tudor's branding. Tudor, ever since it was founded by Hans Willdorf, has been known to make luxury watches that are more accessible. I think it's a stunning watch for the money. If you have any questions about the watch, please leave them in the comments and I'm happy to answer them as best I can. It'd really help the channel a lot if you could like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.